Hey y'all, this is Diana Adams, and you're watching my channel, Diana Adams. Um, it's been a while. It's like 12 days since I've published a video, and life has been crazy. And it's just really crazy because I did a lot of rehearsals. I've been working on some coming back home to Philippines because of some important stuff that I needed to take care of. Apart from that, I'm also, trying to keep myself alive and as well as my social circle and just how everything goes, learning things along the way because I've learned a lot of things along the way. So, I haven't published, it's so nerdy, just using one finger. Anyway, I haven't published any video, but I have filmed a video back when I was in the Philippines, and I just thought that it's a good way to de-stress, but it's not really something that I think I should post at that time because my cats weren't having it. They kind of had a brotherly argument as cats. Cat owners would know. So, okay. Honestly, it's like one video is not enough to explain or to elaborate how I've been feeling these days because of so many things happening all at once, and I just needed to be. And I've been through this situation before wherein I get really anxious, and I know that it's normal. I know that it's a normal thing. I know it's a human thing. But I suppose not I haven't been in this grounds before, and like learning how to regulate my nervous system to get into this space has been taking a toll on me. And I know that that there are some habits that I just really can't move forward with. And so I knew that like passing the 12-day mark from my last video, and now I don't I feel like I know it's not really intentional that I don't want to do something, but it's just that as a creator yourself, that there will be times that you want to feel like you're ready, you feel like you have everything in mind, you have every topic in mind, or every line in mind to say in a video, but then that's what keeps us stuck, right? Oh. um I'm not sure if someone's gonna get bothered with me eating chocolate, but whatever, it's chocolate. So as I was saying, um yeah, like previously I made sure that I'm using my phone's camera, but now I'm using my laptop's camera. And it's just that um I'm really, as someone who was really anxious about making things perfect, or not just really perfect, but at least it makes sense. um this a I believe this is a good progress for me, you know um I know for other people this is their normal thing, but then I didn't really have a normal childhood, as you might, as some of you might call it. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna dive into my childhood since it's not really relevant in this video. But then like if you know, like normal childhood, like happy childhood, like everything makes sense. And for me, things didn't really make sense for a while, and I know that most of them are not really my fault. um, but at the same time, you would, as a kid, you would think that, oh, I should be doing something. I should be carrying all of the load and everything like that. But now that I've been making more progress to get out of my comfort zone of doing exactly that, I would say that it's not that easy. It's really not that easy. And now that I'm really seeing how I'm being guided, you know, by the universe, by God, that I'm not really alone. And even if I use my discernment, successfully so, and even when I use my discernment, I also notice that my guards are way up high, and then because of the trust issues, because of the betrayals and everything like that I've experienced in the past, and I know that they're not my fault, but then you gotta but then once you're in the progress or in the process of discerning what you need to do once you're in a situation that is unfamiliar to you, and then you need to learn how to trust other people or trust a situation, then you really need to learn to trust your guts, right? So yeah, so that has been happening since I left, since my first travel to the Philippines this year, and then I'm gonna be coming back, and then you know, based on the experience that I had, it was chaotic. It wasn't exactly the best trip, but I did meet amazing people along the way, and that's what matters. Like, I know that I'm not really being um forsaken. Yeah, like, for the lack of better term, then, like, I would say like that, because I met amazing people at the airport. And even though and that's the interesting thing, I use my discernment. I listened, or I tapped into my emotions and as well as my senses, if I can trust this person, especially at a time of need, especially at a time of chaos. So it's because I've experienced getting mm, mm, getting really crept over, and it's a really sad thing, to go through that. But then that's when we learn, that's when we grow, and I'm recognizing all of these little things, all of these bits of how I could outgrow them, of how I could be more forgiving towards myself. And so that's what I want to share in this video. Like, I don't really want to dwell on the bad things that has already happened, because we can discuss them in a way that they're logical, but then we cannot really push away the concept of tapping into our emotions as well whenever we experience those kind of things. So it's a really tricky thing, but I'm just really happy and proud of myself that I'm getting better at it, because I wear my heart on my sleeve, because I know that as someone who chose to be independent for a long time, at a young age, I wanted to find that sense of trust, to find someone I can trust. But so it was a long journey to get there, to get here. I cannot even really tell that I'm fully there, but doing so, making the progress in building the confidence and trust that I want for myself, has been a really long journey. And so, it took a lot of trial and errors, but at the end of the day, it's always yourself. The trust that you want is from yourself, because but then these things, like having inner trust, they're also like outside factors, could help with that too, like having great support system when you were younger, when you were young, since you were young, as I might add. So those things really help development in an adult. And as someone who is reparenting myself, but at the same time, I have good adults in my life. I can really see who they are, who yeah, I can really see who they are and how they show up for me and to me. So yeah, it's like you just, I would say that knowing who the best person or the best people to trust is just through, number one, listening to your guts and validating your guts, validating how you feel towards this person. Because, okay, for example, you don't feel good about this person, and then you will feel bad, you will feel guilty of, like, oh, of not feeling good towards this person. So now you're invalidating yourself, and I'm a very good example of that. Because I met people who I felt like a bit shady, a bit dodgy, but then I didn't want to feel bad feeling that way. So I went through it. I went through the consequences, and now, or I went through the situation or the reality of that, and now I'm facing consequences, and it's just, now I'm in the process of forgiving myself. you know? So it's not, so I know that not everybody will have a smooth sail regarding that topic, but you can take it from me, who is actively doing that still at 2025 at 10:43 or 45 p.m. as we speak. So, that's what I'm trying to do, cuz then once you validate how you feel, and at the same time how you feel towards another person, then it's going to be easier to validate yourself once you feel good about someone. You know, there's a good example of that because on my trip, I missed my flight. I took a round trip ticket, and it was my second, out of the country, or second, I guess, third, but it's not really, it's like my second solo trip because I have to take care of some things. So my first trip that I did, to give context, I booked a round trip ticket because I knew that it's gonna be specific, it's gonna be specific. I know what I'm gonna do on those days. But now, since it's more, the trip that I did was really more flexible, you know. So I gave myself a lot of time, and then for some reason, I don't know how I forgot that I need to be at the airport like 1 or 2 hours before the flight. So I missed my flight, and I booked a round trip ticket. So I thought that the return ticket would still be valid, but then I found out that if you do book a round trip ticket, it will void everything else. And that's the first time that I learned about that. So, I was confident that, okay, I can just book a trip to PH, and then my round trip ticket will still be there. And then a few hours later, I found out that my booking was already voided. So I was panicking. But then, during the process, I was with someone who also missed her flight. And, there are many different levels of, like, trusting people or trusting the situation in that sense. And the main reason that I knew that I could trust this person is because prior meeting this person, I was with my luggage. I was holding my luggage and everything. And then I sat on the bench, whatever you call it, on the chair. And then actually a trolley was adjacent, in front of me. It has its own luggage and everything. But there was nobody present taking care of the things. So I was just sitting there completely I was just completely thinking of what I'm going to be doing. I just wanted to rest my head and think, cuz I was in a mess. It was a mess. You know, it wasn't in my bingo card to miss a flight, especially since I have a special or important things to take care of. So anyway, um, so I was sitting there, and then two ladies were walking with coffee and food in their hand, and apparently the luggages are theirs. You know, are hers. The person that I met, who missed her flight as well. So I guess in that sense, like, I felt like if she could leave her luggages, then that means she can trust people around her. You know what I mean? Because it's an airport. Of course, why would you leave your stuff like that? And that's like my whole belief in that too. I mean, I guess if you were born in a country that do some shady stuff regarding other people's stuff, you would be bringing your stuff everywhere. And so yeah, so when I saw that, oh, they were they were away for a while when I arrived there. When I sat down, they weren't around for a while, so I got the sense that they trust their environment. And so yeah, so they arrived, and then blah 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 blah. Moments passed by, and then I got hungry. I well, actually, I was already getting hungry, and then I thought, okay, I need to book a ticket first, and then that's when I can eat. I need to take care of that first. So basically, yeah, I approached her, and she said, "Oh yeah, I missed my flight too. We're the same." And so at that time, my only options were like 7 p.m. and then 10 p.m., and those are the flights that I only know of from the airline that I booked a flight from. And then she said, "Okay, I'm doing this. I'm actually going to this one and everything." And then she showed me where she booked her flight, and then she said, "Oh no, not anymore." But then I saw mine, and then those are very unnecessary details, but you get the point. Like, she showed me some opportunity to have a flight back home. So I did, and I saw her flight, and I took it. And then I guess with the discernment that I had, or like the logic, like basing on the evidence that I knew she left her things, then that means she trusts her surroundings. And so when I said, "Oh, I'm actually hungry. I need to eat something," and then she said, "Oh, actually, you can leave your things here," and then I did. You could say that's kind of stupid, and when I was walking away, I was like, okay, nothing's inside there anyway. I mean, my gifts my gifts are there for my friends, for my family and friends, but it's like, okay, I need to take care of myself. I can't, I need to take things as they are. If this person is not trustworthy, then it'll show. Then that's on me. But I just really wanted to, to ease up, to really take care of myself first. But I have every important things with me. So anyway, I ate, come back, and she wasn't there. Okay, she and her things weren't there, but my luggage was. And I was thinking, like, okay, I don't I don't really have to take it against her if she left. You know, it's her. She has her own free will to do that because it's her own flight, and she doesn't have to be affected by me. So yeah, I don't mind. But then, as I look, if I look from the luggage to like this area, so sorry for the chocolate. I saw her coming with her trolley, and that's when it hit me. Like, oh, hmm, you know, like my the evidence were right. Um, I didn't have to lose anything to prove that she can to prove anything because at first she was the one who I saw the evidence that she trusts her surroundings, and that means her doing that. It's like I cannot really verbalize it properly, but like you get what I mean. That since you're using your discernment and then at the same time the evidence and then just like trusting the process, then then it showed up to me that, oh, okay, I can trust a person. I don't really have to know them by heart. I don't have to um you know I don't really have to know all of their past or anything to trust them in that scenario. And so yeah, she told me, oh, I came back for you, and oh, you know and it did show. So yeah, long story short, we talked for a while. Well, of course we talked because we were already together on the same flight, so it was great. She even gave me a hand cream from Russia. So it was it was an amazing start, even though it was a bit chaotic, like missing a flight and everything that happened after that. Um, she, I even had a small incident right after, like arriving in the Philippines, and then she, since I was looking for something, she said, okay, you can leave your luggage here, since she's waiting for someone. But then I was talking to my dad, and as my dad would say, of course, I was panicky and stuff. So he said, don't leave your things, and I said, oh, okay, my dad is telling me to not leave my things, and she didn't stop me. If I was a shady person would always, I believe a shady person will always say no, leave your, they will insist, you know they will insist. And so yeah, she let me go. No, not that really she let me go. I mean, she's like, okay, sure. Um, she was worried for me as well. She was even messaging me throughout the process and stuff. And so yeah, I don't. It was just great. Like having my discernment work. Having to trust my guts and just going through it. And then it's I had a similar interaction going back to Hong Kong, that I also met someone, and I was working with my instincts as well, that, oh, okay, we're together, but it doesn't mean that we need to be affected by one another. So okay, I'll be as professional or as civil as I can, but I'm just doing what I feel is right. So because the person that I was talking to going back to Hong Kong, she was like, oh, you don't have to rush, we have a lot of time. But then the like the place, because our gates were changed the last minute, so we ran all the way to the last gate of Naiya. And so from there, it's like, I was trying to wait for her. I didn't really leave her. I was just I was just alongside her, like making sure that she's okay, and she was doing the same thing. And then when we reached the boarding area, she said, "Oh, actually, you can go with me, because I'm a senior, and you can go with me." And it was just really, yeah, like I said, it's just really trusting the process. And I guess I didn't have to lose anything. Like I said, I didn't have to lose anything for them to offer that. And I suppose I was just really guided, you know. I'm really lucky that I met them at those special moments. So shout out to Miss Chet on my way to Philippines. So I'm glad that I met her. The second one, going back to Hong Kong. Thank you, Miss Lolita. You girls are amazing, and I'm just really happy. I just keep saying happy, but yeah, that's the basic word that I can describe it, because I didn't expect anything at all. I just wanted to make sure that I get home, that I get everything done, or like, settle things up. But then I met these amazing people. They chose to be kind, and we as human beings, we always have choices. We always have a choice to do whatever feels right for us. For us. But yeah, it's just nice. It's just really nice. And as someone who is already letting go of my housing in the Philippines, because I really want to travel. I want to travel more. I want to really explore more as a single person. um, I aspire to be as helpful as these people, that they just genuinely mean well. And maybe that's why I attracted people like them, because when I was with them, I genuinely wanted to be as kind as I can, too. You know, not asking for anything in return. I just wanted to be like that. And I'm just really, I'm really proud that my discernment worked, that my guts really really there for me, I would say. Yeah. So, okay, chocolate break. Mm. Yeah. It's not, I guess you would call it very I don't know, I would call it a magical story. I'm not expecting that all of my trips will be the same. But I was really in need of guidance, of just being safe. And I was given that situation. So, yeah, I did my best to be like, to be the same for them. So, I'm just really, I'm really relieved that things went well, you know. And I really wish that they're alright. Yeah. So I guess the main point of this is that I'm also I'm also satisfied that I waited for my trip to be over, like that trip to be over, because when I filmed something, when I was filming something, I haven't left Philippines yet, but I was just I was just really wary. I was sleepy, I was troubled, I was a bit stressed out. So if I if I uploaded that right away, this story wouldn't have been published. And so I believe like things take time. Like beautiful things take time, and we need to really allow ourselves or the situation to blossom, And I suppose that the underlying, or like the subcategory of this video is like there are just so many things coming in my way that I haven't done before. Um, and for me, it's just, whew, they're just a lot for now. Like, I would call them a bit a lot, and I get a bit anxious about who I'm working with, the expectations I put myself under, or put myself on. Um, those crazy things that are out of my control. But then, this is a good reminder that this video of me talking about those amazing people is it's an amazing reminder that things will work out. Things will work out. We just really need to allow them some time, and that we don't really have to fix everything all at once. Although, it's tempting. It's tempting to fix everything. It's tempting to have a instant gratification to make our plans perfect. But then I think the more that we hold on to that, the more that we hold on to the perfect outcome, the more life will humble us, like, it's not always going to be the way we planned them to be. And I think that contributes to a lot of anxiety of wanting the instant gratification. So I'm really proud that I'm in this journey, and I get to share it with you guys, even though it's not perfect, even though that's what people expect out of content creators. But I'm not a content creator. I'm not merely a content creator. I'm an artist, and that's the hill that I'll die on. I'm an artist, and it's not gonna be as consistent as they want me to be, as others want me to be. And that me doing this, I can validate now that I won't always be a cup of tea for everybody, that I'll always have a specific audience out there. And that since we don't always have the same experiences, that's what makes life beautiful. It's a plus that we get to connect with people, right? To vibe with them, but then we don't know, because even if we have the same background or same upbringing, at the end of the day, we're still gonna be different. Just like any twins, right? Like, they have the same upbringing, but the other one likes pink, the other one likes blue, so it's not everyone is gonna be the same. And that's what I'm learning right now, because it's a bit scary to dive into new things, and then new things means new people, and new people means new interpretations of you. But I know in my heart that I can't wait, to meet people like Miss Chet, to meet people like my best friends, to meet Miss Lolita. And in order for me to experience that, in order for me to meet people like that, I need to open myself to new experiences. So I guess that's it. I guess that's the main point of this video. And I'm just really happy that I get to share this with you guys. I'm looking forward to share a new video along the way, whenever that may be. I've actually listened to a recent video of Eso Tarot. And on her reading, she said, action is your best friend. So, this is the action that we're doing. Anyway, I guess that's it. Yeah, it's gonna be my bedtime soon. Okay, so again, this is Diana Adams, and see you again soon. Keep your magic alive. Oh, I'm not sure if that's the outro, but bye bye for now, and thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you're okay wherever you are, and